welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna be reading the picture dictionary of ancient Egypt. So let's begin. Also, this book was made by Fiona Macdonald. The ancient Egypt has a very long history. People began physical care before 5500 BC. Egypt was the most powerful between 3100 BC and 30 BC. It was conquered by the Romans in 30 BC and became a part of their empire. Historians divide Egypt history into 11 separate periods: pre-dynastic, early dynastic, old kingdom, first intermediate, in between, middle kingdom, second intermediate, the new kingdom, third intermediate, late Ptolemaic, Ptolemaic, Abdu Simbel, Abu Simbel, site in South Egypt famous for two rules, huge temples built around 12, 1250 BC. The largest had four massive statues of pharaoh Ramses II, each 2 meters high. In the 1960s, a new dam, Aswan in Upper Egypt, threatened to flood Abu Simbel, so the temples and statues were taken down and moved to higher ground. Statue of Ramesses II, Abu Simbel at so afterlife after life after death. Egyptians believed that people, again, what they died, their bodies were preserved, and if their family gave gifts to the god Aten, A, Ak, and Arton, Pharaoh ruled 1352 to 1336 BC. He ordered everyone to worship a new god called Aten. He was he built a lot of temples and a fine new city to honor him. But after Akhenaten was gone, hmm, the Egyptians were worshipping their old gods. Amulet, lucky charm made out of stone, glass, metal, or pottery. Egyptians thought amulets saved them from harm, or made them brave and strong. They wore them like necklaces or took them inside mummy bandages. 3 Egyptian amulets. Amun, king of the Egyptian gods. His name means the hidden one. Originally, he was guardian of the city Thebes. Later, he was combined with Ra, god of the sun, and called Amun-Ra. His priests were very powerful and sometimes helped run the government. Stone statues of Amun carved around 1550 BC. Egyptians often showed their gods as magic creatures, half human, half animal. Moving on, the funerals. When a mummy was ready to be buried, it was placed in both shaped, sledged, and dragged to a tomb. Women walked alongside weeping and wailing praises and said prayers that performed ceremonies. Then they closed the home. The most important Egyptian funeral ceremony is called opening the mouth. It was meant to help a dead person's spirit come to live in a mummy on Tafala, known as Car. The spirit of dead person. Egyptians believed that each person has 6 parts. Ah, car, the spirit of a dead person. Egyptians believed that each person had 6 parts: body, spirit, personality, life, force, name, and shadow. Maat, known as Mart, goddess of truth and justice, she brought peace, law, and order to the world. She also just judged dead people as they entered the afterlife. Lower Egypt, or Lower Egypt, is northern Egypt. It's called Lower because it's low-lying land, far away from the source of the River Nile. Okay, so moving on. Magic. The Egyptians believed that certain objects and spells that had special powers protect them, heal, illness, with power over enemies, and mummy, the preserved body of a dead person. Egyptians saw that people could live after dead, so their bodies survived. So they removed the parts that made rot, dried the someone trained in reading and writing. All Egyptian scribes were men. They learned their skills at schools in temples. Their temples were schools, by the way. Then they did high-ranking, well-paid jobs. They wrote books of history, poetry, maths, and magic and medicine, made lists of pharaohs, tax payments, and new laws. Shabs, the Shaktis, little figures made of the wood or pottery buried with mummies in tombs. Egyptians hoped it would work in the afterlife so mummies could rest peacefully. Ships. Ships were the easier way to get to through Egypt along the river Nile. Egyptian ships were made out of wood or bundles of reed and powered by men rowing with oars or by the wind blowing in the big sail. And at the time, sails were useful for boats. So then the sails allowed the better steering. So then the Egyptians can go through the sea. Sphinx, mythical monster with a man's head and a lion's body, to was the Egyptian. To the Egyptians, it was a sign of royal power. Statues of Sphinx stood outside temples were used to decorate royal jewelry. Taxes. Egyptian farmers had given a share of their crops and animals to Pharaoh every year. They also had to work on royal building projects such as pyramids and temples, which were equal to schools. But nowadays, schools have clocks. But the olden time, it was just a pyramid with a lot of rooms in Egyptian. Alright? For 3 months of every year, Their fields were very flooded.